At 94, Rose Martinez climbs 2 flights of stairs without even touching the railing. She drives herself to the library, where she volunteers 3 times a week. Her doctor, who's 44 years younger, has higher blood pressure than she does. But here's the shocking part. Just 9 years ago, Rose was using a walker, taking 12 different medications, and couldn't even open a jar of pickles. What turned her life around? It wasn't expensive treatments. It wasn't strict diets or exhausting workouts. It was 5 simple morning habits most people have never even heard of. Not trendy wellness tips, but ancient secrets Rose uncovered while studying centenarians around the world. The results? So dramatic. Even her doctor couldn't believe it. She lost 35 pounds, dropped her A1C from 8.2 to 5.9, threw away her walker, and eliminated 8 medications. But that transformation didn't start with magic. It started the night Rose hit rock bottom. Her husband Carlos passed away when she was 82, and everything crumbled. She stopped cooking, gained 35 pounds, developed type 2 diabetes, and arthritis made every step feel like a battle. By 85, she felt like a burden to her kids. The wake-up call? She couldn't open a jar of pasta sauce and had to call her neighbor for help. That night, in tears, ashamed and hopeless, Rose made a decision. She dove into research on how the world's longest living people stay healthy, independent, and happy. And what she discovered would change everything. Now I'm going to walk you through the 5 morning habits that transformed her life. But before we begin, tell me in the comments, what's the biggest health challenge you're facing right now? Because one of these 5 habits might just change your life too. Morning habit number 1, the sunrise ritual. Rose's first habit, it's simple. It almost sounds silly, but the science behind it is incredible. Every morning at 6 a.m., Rose sits by her east-facing kitchen window. No glasses, no sunglasses, just her eyes gently soaking in the morning light. And while she sits there, she slowly sips 16 ounces of room temperature water. Now you might be wondering, what can that possibly do? Well, here's the magic. When natural light hits your eyes, within the first hour of waking, it triggers your body's master clock. That's your suprachiasmatic nucleus. It tells your body, time to wake up. It boosts cortisol at the right time and shuts down melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. This is especially important as we age, because our natural sleep rhythms weaken. Before this habit, Rose used to wake up 5 times every night. She'd feel groggy all morning and need 4 cups of coffee just to stay awake. Within 6 weeks of this sunrise ritual, she was sleeping 7 hours straight without medication. Her energy came back, and her doctor, he took her off her sleeping pills completely. But here's the catch. The light must hit your eyes directly. No glasses, no window glass in between, just pure, natural light. And if you live in an apartment without an east-facing window, step outside for 10 minutes, or use a 10-0-0-0-0 Lux Light therapy lamp, same benefits. Even on cloudy days, this works, because outdoor light is still far more powerful than indoor bulbs. Simple, right? But it changed Rose's mornings and her life. So here's your quick challenge. Try the sunrise ritual for 7 days. No screens. No screens. No scrolling. Just light, water, and stillness. And let me know, did you feel the difference? Morning habit number 2, the gratitude and memory exercise. After her sunrise ritual, Rose picks up a small notebook and writes down 3 things she's grateful for. But here's the twist. For each one, she adds a specific sensory memory, something she can see, hear, or feel in her mind. Not just, I'm grateful for my grandson, but I'm grateful for the sound of Miguel's laughter when he found the hidden drawer in my old jewelry box. I can still hear how it echoed down the hallway and see the sparkle in his eyes. Why does this matter? Because science shows that when you combine gratitude with vivid memory, you don't just feel good, you actually rewire your brain. Dr. Rick Hanson's research proves it. When we relive positive moments with detail, our brains begin to automatically notice more joy, more beauty, everywhere. And for seniors struggling with sadness, isolation, or memory loss, this is life-changing. Rose started this habit during her darkest days. She felt invisible, forgotten. She said, "Some mornings I couldn't even think of one good thing." But after 3 weeks, something shifted. Her brain woke up to joy again. She started noticing the little things. The warmth of her morning tea, a bird at the feeder, the way the sun hit her porch. Even her memory improved. Not just old memories, but daily details. She started remembering names, conversations where she left her keys. And the emotional impact? She felt alive again. Connected to her story. And proud of her life. Now connected to her story. And proud of her life. Now if writing is hard for you because of arthritis or vision issues, try speaking your gratitudes aloud or use the voice-to-text app. The key is to include sensory detail. What did it look like? What did it sound like? How did it feel? So here's a question for you, detail. What did it look like? What did it sound like? How did it feel? So here's a question for you. What's a memory that still makes you smile? Think of one now. You've already started rewiring your brain. Morning habit number 3. The energy mistake most people make. Let's talk about something 90% of people do wrong. First thing in the morning. And yes, Rose used to do it too. She'd wake up, stumble to the kitchen, and reach straight for the coffee. Sound familiar? But here's what she didn't know. That one habit was draining her energy, worsening her joint pain, and keeping her in a cycle of exhaustion. So she made one small change, and it changed everything. Now, before a single sip of coffee, before eating anything, Rose drinks 16 ounces of warm water with a pinch of pink Himalayan salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Why does this matter? Because after 8 hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated, your joints are stiff, your blood is thicker, and yes, your brain actually shrinks slightly without water. And when you pour coffee on top of that, you're asking your body to perform with zero fuel and extra stress. Rose discovered this through her research on Okinawan centenarians. People who live the longest, healthiest lives on Earth. They all start their mornings with hydration, not caffeine. Within 2 weeks of changing her routine, her arthritis pain went down, her stiffness faded, and she felt more awake before the coffee than she ever did with it. The warm water increases circulation. The salt provides electrolytes, especially important for seniors. And the lemon? It supports digestion and adds a shot of vitamin C. Now, Rose had the same fear most seniors have. Won't this make me run to the bathroom all morning? But the opposite happened. Her body learned to absorb the water instead of just flushing it out. And here's her tip. She preps the drink the night before in a glass pitcher, so it's ready by morning. No decisions. No delay. If you take morning medication, ask your doctor about timing. But most people can safely drink this before breakfast or pills. So let me ask you, what's the first thing you drink each morning? If it's coffee, try switching it up for 7 days. You just might feel the difference in your joints, your brain, and your energy. Morning habit number 4. The 2-minute routine that prevents falls. Before Rose even gets out of bed, she does something most people skip. But it's the habit that could very well be the reason she's still walking confidently at 94. It's not exercise. It's something much gentler. A short morning routine that prepares her body for the day and dramatically reduces the risk of falls. At her age, a fall isn't just painful. It could change everything. So she begins every morning with a soft 10-minute mobility awakening, right from bed. She starts by lying on her back and slowly rotating each ankle in circles, 10 times in each direction. This simple motion wakes up the blood flow to her feet and helps reactivate her balance sensors. Then, she gently pulls one knee toward her chest and holds it for 15 seconds, then switches legs. This relieves tightness in her hips, which often become stiff after a full night of rest. Next, she rolls her shoulders forward 10 times, then backward 10 times, all while still lying in bed. This helps reverse the forward hunch that naturally comes from years of looking down, especially for seniors. She follows this with slow and mindful neck movements, gently turning her head left, then right, looking up at the headboard, then down toward her feet. These motions help strengthen her neck mobility and keep the mind-body connection sharp. And finally, she ends the sequence with what she calls her wake-up wiggles. A rapid movement of her fingers, hands, and feet for 30 seconds, which boosts circulation and sends energy flowing through her whole body. Now, it might sound too simple to matter, but just 6 months ago, Rose slipped on wet leaves outside a grocery store. Instead of falling, her body instinctively adjusted. Her hips were more flexible. Her balance was sharper. She caught herself and didn't even hit the ground.
That fall could have broken my hip, she said, but this little routine saved me.
Her physical therapist was blown away by her progress. Her balance and flexibility scores were better than many people 20 years younger. Even if you have mobility limitations, this habit can be adapted. If your shoulders hurt, just roll within your comfort range. If you can't do the knee to chest stretch, try sliding your leg along the bed. Some mornings, Rose does the full routine. Other mornings, just the ankle circles and wiggles. The point isn't perfection. It's preparation. It's preparation. She keeps a small timer by her bedside and begins her day with this ritual like clockwork. Do you wake up with morning stiffness? How long does it usually last? Because what Rose discovered is that just a few gentle movements, done consistently, can mean the difference between a fall and a full life. Morning habit number 5. After completing her first 4 rituals, Rose finishes her morning with a habit that most people overlook. But according to researchers, it may be the most powerful one of all. It's simple, only takes 5 minutes, and yet it transformed her from feeling invisible and useless into the heart and soul of her entire community. Every single morning, Rose sits down and writes one specific way she'll contribute to someone else's life that day. Not a general intention like be kind or help people, but a real, concrete action she'll take that very day. Even if it's something as small as checking in on a neighbor or sending an encouraging message. You might be thinking, what can an elderly woman possibly offer anyone? Rose wondered the same thing when she started. Her first contribution was just a quick phone call to her neighbor, Mrs. Chin, asking how her doctor's appointment went. It felt small, almost silly. But Mrs. Chin broke down in tears because no one else had remembered. That one moment sparked a chain reaction. Mrs. Chin started checking on Rose. Then Rose began calling other neighbors. Soon Shan started checking on Rose. Then Rose began calling other neighbors. Soon she was sharing vegetables from her little garden, mentoring young teachers online, and lifting others up in ways she never imagined. This small habit gave Rose something most seniors lose with age, a daily sense of purpose. And the science backs it up. A study from Rush University found that seniors with a strong life purpose were 44% less likely to experience cognitive decline and were over twice as likely to avoid Alzheimer's. In Okinawa, they call this ikigai, a reason to wake up in the morning. It doesn't just help the brain. It reduces inflammation, boosts the immune system, and improves sleep and mood. Rose noticed the changes quickly. Her adult children said she sounded brighter and more present during their calls. Even her grocery store cashier mentioned that she seemed to glow. The key wasn't doing something grand. It was doing something grand. It was doing something intentional. Some mornings, she sends a thank you text. Others, she compliments the mail carrier or leaves a kind comment on someone's Facebook post.
On tough days, she just smiles at every person she sees at the store. You'd be amazed how much that can brighten someone's day, she says.
She writes each day's contribution in the same notebook where she logs her morning gratitudes. That way, her day starts not just with a calm mind, but with a mission.
She's not just surviving anymore. Rose says, I'm truly living for the first time in years.
So here's the question. How do you currently contribute to others' lives? Whether you're 19 or 90, the impact of a small, daily act of kindness is greater than you think. And for Rose, it made all the difference.